Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to another day of Content Lab. This is the office hours, and everyone can come and ask questions. And I have some questions for everyone today as well that, you're free to answer here on the call or, after you watch the video under this thread. But t this month is all about like establishing that presence before the month of September. And sometimes the summer might be a little bit difficult. For instance, maybe you've got little ones, or maybe you just live in a very cold place. And it's like, wow, I need to get outside and be outdoors. Or maybe you're taking more time to have some time off to yourself, have fun with family, friends, or on your own, wherever the case is. But summer is usually a time, I don't like to put it out there. I would love to say as an entrepreneur that it's always busy. And for some people, it always is. And for some people, it might be a little more quiet. And what tends to happen is that when we feel that our surroundings are quiet, then we kind of go quiet, right? Or maybe we just need that reminder. So this month of August, it was all about creating 10 pieces of content between the days of August 18th to the 31st. So we just have like a few more days to go, 10 pieces of content. And then, of course, there's going to be three winners. And the three winners will be able to go live on their LinkedIn profile. So I will work out all of the kinks and everything. I'll be working out the buttons, but it would be like whoever wins, it's a great opportunity for them to promote their business or to share their skills and their expertise on a LinkedIn Live for 30 minutes. So what is going to happen is that, we're going to meet beforehand. So there'll be like an extra meeting. We're going to talk about like what would be a really great, like several topics to speak about, pick one, and then map things out so that it ends within 30 minutes. But within that as well, we are going to do some promotions. So when you are going to go live, if you happen to be a winner on LinkedIn, my team and I, we're going to like build out your banner. We're going to build out a post for you that's going to go up. So we're going to need access to your LinkedIn to post it. We're going to post your banner. We're going to post like, what does this talk about? We're going to help you to invite. So there'll be like a walkthrough as to how to invite people to watch your LinkedIn Live. And then, we'll most likely do like one more piece of promotion. Just follow the format that I usually do whenever I go live on LinkedIn. So there'll be like all of that promotion, and then you're going to go live. Because we're using my StreamYard account, you won't be able to see some of the things on the back end. I believe you most likely will be able to see the comments, but sometimes StreamYard works and sometimes it doesn't. So I just share instructions for my guests, for instance. I always say to my guests, you might want to have a phone or a device nearby, and then you can
Yeah.
just see any comments that are going up. Turn down your volume because otherwise you're going to get an echo and everybody's going to hear that echo. But that's just going to be helpful so that you will be able to engage. So you will get like a 90% feeling as to how it is to go live on LinkedIn without the cost of using a StreamYard account. So I wish everybody, much success to get to that. But I do want to say that everybody who has been participating. Now, I know that there are people in the group who are not participating in the contest, but they are sharing content. I know that there are individuals who are sharing into that thread, and they have literally told me, like, I don't know if I can get to that 10. And I'm like, you know what? Everybody is a winner because as long as there is like something to inspire you and you are showing up, and like I said, a lot of people are not showing up as often. So now you are. And for those who are on LinkedIn, like I do believe that they are still on LinkedIn, but they're just not sharing a lot of content. So the floor is yours. And I mean, the current statistics are that 1%, I think it went up to 2%. So 1 or 2% of LinkedIn users are sharing content on the platform once every 3 days, something to that effect. So the fact that you are sharing content even 3 times or 10 times, that is like pretty amazing. So I do have a question for those who are on the call. And again, anybody who's watching this later, feel free to share. I am looking because I have written them down so I do not forget them. But here is my question to you. How are you finding the process? Because I know that many have gone from 0 to 180 in terms of sharing content. And there is no wrong answer. So have you been finding it easy or difficult? And I would love to know, like, did you put a routine or not? Did you put a routine into place or a tactic that you implemented?
I'll go first. Yeah, I found when you said 0 to 180, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Because Dee knows I have just been like my LinkedIn of all the platforms I'm active on has been my, just like nemesis for some reason because I just couldn't get it. And this is why being in the content lab has really changed that mindset because once I did the challenge and started posting and then getting comments and views, when I realized that it's really not unlike a lot of other platforms that I'm so used to, like I kind of put it on this completely different realm for whatever reason. That was my own doing, but being able to unravel that in real time, meaning the proof is in the pudding kind of thing, like that's what really has helped me because by seeing what posting daily has done with, just in terms of audience reach and people commenting and people checking my profile to, viewing my profile, like that, then that to me just shows that, oh, okay, well, I can, first of all, A, I can do this, and B, it's not so scary. so,
Yeah.
so yeah, yeah. And also the second thing is just creating, the trick for me has been creating a way to engage in different aspects of what I do, and create a story arc. So it's not just talking about FemCity like repeatedly or talking about my books every single day. Like not like those things aren't important to me, but I didn't want it to be like the same old, like repetitive, so I wanted it to be kind of a representation of what I've done over many years. So it's just like creating and I think of it in terms of stories because I'm a writer, like creating a kind of a journey. That's what I did when I approached the challenge. So
And I
yeah.
think one of your posts, you stepped out about life coaching.
Yes,
I
right,
saw
which I
that, and
have
the
not done.
angels were like, oh,
Right,
it's
because you know how long it's taken me to even say I'm a life coach. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and to what you mentioned, like what is it that is about LinkedIn? And you found out, oh, you just found a system and it was it you treated it as a place to share, right? And I think, well, I this is what I always say, and sometimes people agree with me where we hear that it's the professional platform. So maybe, when we were going to work, we're all fancy free outside of work. And then when we show up at our job, we might have a blazer on and
right.
your boss might see you talking. So we kind of think that we have to show up differently. Or, I
Differently.
mean, there's often people just showing their best light on Instagram. Like I achieved X, Y, such and such, and the team. And now you're like, oh, well, what is it that I'm going to say? Whereas on Instagram, it just feels, even if you are sharing about your business, people are just doing it in so many unique ways. I've always found that people think that once you hear the word professional platform,
It
then there's
changes.
something about it where LinkedIn feels hard. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've kind of leaned into the idea that it's not hard. It's
Yeah.
actually can be can be fun and engaging. And that just, I hadn't experienced that feeling on here before. So I think that's really a big step for me.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Yeah.
Well, I totally second everything that Lisa said because I feel exactly the same way. And yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, for me, because I just started getting on LinkedIn, and I just happened to do a 31-day workspace, upgrade challenge. Um, it just became easy because I already have this information. I mean, I'm putting more changes in it and updating it for this August session, but it allowed me to just feel more confident to be on LinkedIn. And it's such a different environment compared to the other two that I'm on, which is Facebook and IG. I don't know. There's just seems to be a little bit more of a community feeling. And just having a post on every day for me is helping me sort of navigate the platform more. And for sure, confidence is growing, and the network of people I'm connecting with are expanding as well. So, that's really nice. I mean, I have a really low number and I didn't want to start like, connecting with 55 million people. So I think, the slower wins the race kind of thing for me. Like that's kind of how I work. So that's kind of, interesting too. And like the presentation of what you're like what you want to come across, like what message you want to come across, I find is it's just expanding my horizons on how to articulate, which I feel it becomes a self-confidence piece for me too, to be more visible in delivering my message.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's really great to see that you're showing up. And I love that that's a really I love that you're using the day number to like motivate you to show up, and you're sharing more information in your content as well. And I've seen some call to actions as well.
I know. Today was my first call to action.
Yeah.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Congratulations. So in all of this,
Exciting.
like were you going to say something, Lisa?
No, just that's exciting to actually put a CTA out there. I remember like doing that for the first time on, not on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm asking people to buy from me. But it's just, it is such a great like feeling when you actually get over
Yeah.
that hurdle. So good for you.
And you know what? I feel that too from time to time. But then a voice says to me, ask for what you want. Like, because if you're too vague, people don't understand vague. And now I've been even like looking at how I do a call to action. So, one of the call to actions was, for instance, send me a DM. And I sometimes I go back into my posts and I edit it. Like if you go at a lot of my posts, you'll just see there's a faint word that says edit it. I don't care. I go back in there. And or maybe I do it before I post it, but I'm like, send me a DM. And then I'm like, but then send me a DM to do what? What if somebody just sends me a DM to try to sell me something? What if somebody tries to send me a DM to do such and such? So then I switch my ending a little bit and I say, send me a DM to schedule a call. So I'm starting to like in a lot of cases just sharing what it is. So instead of send me a DM and I'll share the link. And that could be like if I've got a free download, for instance, or in April I had a free workshop and I said, send me a DM and I'll share the and I'll and send me a DM with your best email and I'll share the link. So I literally said that. So sometimes they would just get into my DMs and they say, "Oh, I'd love to have the link to the workshop." And then I just repeat. I'm like, yeah, no problem. What's your best email? Because yeah, I could definitely just send them the Zoom link, but I would rather just email it to them so that I can grow my list. So if you haven't, like if your DMs feel a little bit vague, just read them out to yourself and say, do I kind of feel like I should be, like I should have more to it? Like, am I leaving it a little bit open for somebody to send me a DM about anything? Because you know what? There are people like that overall. And I think it's really great just to like end it the way you want to end it with the results that you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question for you. Like for the content that you have been putting out, do you have any questions? Like, was there something that you put out in the last, since we've been doing this, or even before? And do you have a question about it, or did you want to have some feedback? I'm happy to take a look at it now.
Cool. Anya, do you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I actually have a question for today's that I put out. I wanted to, well, does LinkedIn do slides where, okay, so I was trying to do that, but obviously did not know how. So I think there's two images. And so I wanted to do maybe four, and then one of the images has the call to action that I have that I put together as well. So how do you do that?
Right. I'm making a note. I'm going to explain it, but I'm making a note to do a video.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So LinkedIn, when you want to share a carousel or a slide presentation on LinkedIn, if you save it as like a JPEG or a PNG, then it's an image, and when you upload it, then you get a collage. So I just want to say if you ever want to have it as a collage, then things to look out for is like, let's say somebody's in one of those pictures. Where is their head going to end up? Because, for instance, if they happen to be like the third picture, you might get somebody's head chopped off, or maybe it goes from here. So there's things like that to think about. And then also, you might want to think about, like, let's say if you had seven pictures. Maybe you want to have the more impactful picture be the first one or the second one as an example. So it really draws people in. Now, if you want to share it as a slide presentation or as a carousel on LinkedIn, and if you're using Canva, so I'll talk about Canva, but I would think like this is for any other tool for graphics, you want to save it as a PDF. So when you save it as a PDF, and I don't know why, but when you save it as a PDF, and then you save it as a PDF, and then you're going to upload it to LinkedIn. So I'm just going to like speak to it, but I will definitely do a video. So for instance, I'm on my phone as an example. I'm hitting post, and then I'm letting people in. I'm hitting post, and then there is like a little icon that looks like a picture, and then there's a plus sign. So what I'm going to do, hello FIFA, I'm going to hit the plus sign, and then I'm going to upload this PDF, which I want it to be a carousel. I'm going to hit document. And this is why I'm going to do a video, because it's like, well, I want to do a carousel. Why would this be called a document? And sometimes like LinkedIn, like things just don't really flow. So when you hit document, and let's say you download it from Canva and you're doing this on your phone, or you're doing this on your laptop or on a desktop, you choose document, and now it's going to say, what do you want to name your document? So for instance, one of my clients, she shared a carousel about women entrepreneurs not paying themselves. So we had a tighter topic. So we put, you have 58 characters. It says add a descriptive title to your document. I don't know if you can see, there you go. Add a descriptive title to your document. And that's when you key that in. And then there's a button there that says choose file. So when you choose your file, it's only going to look for a PDF on your phone or on your desktop. and then you can upload that PDF. So before you've done that, you would have ensured that in Canva or whatever you're using, your spelling is correct. You've got like the slides in the right order. Like one time, I discovered it not after I hit submit, but I discovered that out of the five carousels, carousel number five, which was like book a call. It was carousel number three. And then I was like, ah, so now I got to kind of go back out of this and do this all over. So you want to make sure everything is in order. And then when you upload it, by now you've got the title, you've uploaded the PDF, and then you can add your caption. And what I tend to do is I have my caption be a little bit shorter than normal. So I mentioned in the last call, I like to go for about, sorry, Lisa, I'm going to say characters, 1,200 characters. I don't know how many words that is as an example. So I go for a certain amount of characters. But then if I have a carousel, I always think about attention span. And because I want people to go through the carousel, there's no need to repeat everything all over again. So what I will do is I'll just share some key points, and then I'll share some key points. My the words in the caption are shorter than my regular post, and then people are seeing a lot of that information in the carousel, and the carousel would have that call to action to schedule a call. Sometimes, like what we've done for clients is we have like we find like the recycling sign in Canva and we'll say repost if you found this useful. So then people will go ahead and they might repost it because it does like inspire people to share your carousel out elsewhere. But yeah, so when you upload it as a PDF, it will be a slide presentation. Yeah. And things to think about is that, I did mention that your caption would be shorter. So I talk about like keywords. If keywords are going to be important for you, then you want to still keep some important keywords in your caption because if somebody was searching for a caption or searching for a keyword, they're not going to be able to read it through an image or a PDF. Like LinkedIn won't pick it up. Yeah.
This is great information. I've never posted a carousel on LinkedIn, so this will be when I'll be ready whenever
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah, so it was a couple of weeks ago I shared about like the Women in Content Lab, and I had like more information in the carousel, and then in the caption I shared their names and I just gave like one sentence. So I do use Chat GPT. I tend to like put everything into it, and then it, for instance, like FIFA was in the carousel, so it had like three sentences, and I'm like, no, I only want one, and I didn't run it through chat again. I just made it like one sentence, so I still review it and things like that. Yeah.
Cool. I wanted to ask a question
Yeah.
today about and we've talked about it before, Dee, but I'm still kind of uh, trying out navigating different options, and I just wanted to get some clarity about my headline. I know that someone in the group, maybe I don't know if it was FIFA or somebody you did a video about this, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get around not using the words "I help,"
Natalie.
right? And also I do have on there transformational life coach, and I'm wondering if I'm wondering if that's like, is that overplayed? I don't know, or is that clear? Is it too used so it dilutes its impact? I don't know. So I guess two questions is one is, do you start with who you serve and not use the words "I help"? And any other tips that you have for
Yeah.
headlines?
I just want to go back to Natalie because that's who I had mentioned it.
That was who you did the
Yeah,
headline for. Yes.
she had eye help, and I tend to see that. And like I mentioned, that, we're entrepreneurs, we're here to help somebody. And so I
Yeah.
feel like I think there's a better way to use characters.
Yeah.
So you have transformational, and I think that that's a really great descriptor because you know what, not taking away, but there's a lot of coaches,
Yes.
business coaches. So when somebody says business coach, I think they have to use a word that stands out a bit more. They could have business coach in there, but what is it that how is it that you do transform somebody's life, or how it is that you do help them? So for Natalie, I think she had, I help you do such and such. And I mean,
Mhm.
hers took a while. I don't know if you watched the video. It's like I had to like sit on this and I had to step back because even I know it is a struggle to say like what would be the words. And I even use like a thesaurus and things like that. So we have now like what I suggested, and she has amplifying your bold magnetic presence. So we kept a lot of the words that she still had in there, but she might
Mhm.
have had I help you have a bold magnetic presence. But then I guess it kind of leaves me with, well, with like how? I'm not too sure, right? And then I think it said brand photographer. So now she has amplifying your bold magnetic presence, and then it says premium brand photographer for women-led businesses. So you'll see the original in the video, but this is what it is now. And so whenever she is engaging on LinkedIn, people are going to see amplifying your bold magnetic presence or most of that sentence. So you can say like transformational, or you can make it like an action. So instead of saying amplify, she has
Yep.
amplifying.
Hmm.
And I mean, transformational, that sounds great. I think you do have more opportunity. Like I like transformational as an example, but here it's transformational life coach, writing coach. I'm not a fan of words being used twice, like
Used
the same
twice.
word. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
transformational life coach, writing coach, and best-selling author. And then you have I help first-time authors embody a new way of being through the healing power of writing and prepare their stories for future publication. You said nothing else about transformational life coach.
Yeah. I just like left it dangling.
Yeah, you're
That's what
probably
I,
like, okay, this is the first time I'm announcing, put my toe in the
yeah.
water. Okay, I did it. Dee told me to do it. But
Dee
think
told
about like,
me.
what are the goals that you really want? So do you want to book, like you do want to do, like I know you've got some ideas and you've got things planned, but you also have a retreat that's coming up, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
transformational life coach, that I think after that, it should be a divider or whatever the case
Hmm.
of what it is that you do as a transformational life coach, right?
Okay.
There could be something else in there. And then instead of saying like writing coach and best-selling author, could writing coach and best-selling author kind of go as one, but you don't use the word coach?
Hmm.
Um,
I've changed it to mentor for another event, writing mentor.
yeah.
That's, yeah.
Right. Or
It's
is
like,
there another word for coach, guide,
yeah.
leader,
Go, yeah.
something to,
Um, Or I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, I could change it to have more specificity about what I'm launching with the new Brave Horizons Writing Collective, which is a space for women of color to heal and write together, not for the purpose of publication yet, but just for the purpose of, really getting to know ourselves through the written word.
Mhm.
So I could maybe talk about, maybe have in the dividers, have something about that, like co-founder of the Brave Horizons Writing Collective. So then that takes this place of writing mentor. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I challenge you because I think you've used
Mhm.
about 221 characters. So I challenge
Yes.
you to, I'm sorry to say characters again. I
No,
challenge
no, I
you
get it.
to
It
take
is.
half of that headline and make
Mhm.
it be about what it is that you do or how you help as a transformational life coach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially because you have a retreat happening, and I don't think you're really talking about writing. Like maybe you're going to say something at the end, but if
Yeah.
somebody is, you're going to be sharing about this retreat that's going to be happening, and then somebody's going to go to
Oh,
your headline and just see something very short, and I don't think they're really going to understand outside of the post
yes.
why it is that they should attend or why you're leading it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got
So
you.
I
No, I
challenge
definitely
you to do a half, 55% about being a life coach.
about being a life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I like
I'm going to
state, by the way, I also like statements. So I hear you have like a very long sentence. I help first-time authors embody a new way of being through the healing power of writing and preparing their stories for future
yeah.
publication. So I think there's an opportunity to, like, you can share more if you don't have like a long sentence. It could be
That's
statement.
right. I'm gonna, yeah, okay, so like a value statement, but not something that, yeah, because that's just like a long run-on sentence, so,
Yes.
okay, okay, got it. Thank you for those tips. I really appreciate
When
it.
do you think you would have that done?
I am going to work on it today, and I
Something
would
that's doable. And I also know you're enjoying
yes.
the last days of summer. So
The
for
last, I have to
today,
go into I have to go into the school, one of my four schools, because I teach music. So I'm at multiple schools, but I have to go into one of the schools today to find out where my classroom is because I've been moved, which
mm,
happens all the time, but whatever. So
yeah.
yeah,
Do you want
by
to give it a
tomorrow.
day, like 24
Yes, by
hours?
tomorrow night.
I'm not a
Yes.
monster. Yes. Okay.
No, but that's great. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, so FIFA, we're just like we were talking about the contest that's happening and the question that I had before you came in was like, do you have any questions? No pressure, but do you have any questions about the content that you shared? Do you want any feedback at all? Or if you just want to share how it is that you've been, because I know you've also like finished off your next level program as well, and you are sharing about something new as well on LinkedIn, which I have registered for.
Awesome. Yeah. I've been like a bit all over the place. I'm just trying to like keep up and I'm still not good with batching posts and scheduling in advance. Like it's so hard for me to like just sit down and batch a whole bunch of posts. That's something I'm working on still. But yeah, I have noticed like whenever I am running something, I tend to talk only about that and then I don't talk about what I actually do for my clients. And that's something that's still a struggle for me. It's always just like that's why I'm working with like my social media person. Like I just hired somebody to just help me at least show up for stuff that is not always about what I'm promoting at the
Mhm.
time, you know? So
Yes.
yeah, that's I guess that's just something I'm just struggling with, that's
No,
all.
and that's a really good call out. Like I think about somebody who's an event planner and she always puts on like a wedding show in the spring. And for a month and a half, it's only about the wedding show. And then when that month and a half is finished, nobody knows that she's an event planner and she has no contracts. So something that I say to my clients, and I think about this for myself, and especially I let my clients know too, because they just want to fill this program. They just want to get everybody into this event. And then they're like, well, we're not sharing enough. Like they want to have like back to back about this event. And I say to them, so we're going to be sharing like 5 posts this week as an example. So let's ensure that like as soon as, especially as we start to get into the thick of it, we're sharing at least like 3 posts that have to do about the event, and then one piece of content about somebody booking a call with you about this service. And if you have a podcast, don't forget you need to share about your podcast. Or if you don't have a podcast, what is that second service that you can share about? And then space it out that way. And if that's just something just to be like, if you have that rule in your head, then it has you remember to share about the other things because you want people to book you for, the fabulous web design, right? but I hear you. So that's always worked for me. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely have to just like work on that a little bit, but at least having somebody now just like that I can just like help me put stuff
Yes.
out that's not about my stuff, then that helps. But I'm still testing her. I'm still like trying to see what works, like how many posts, and yeah,
Yeah.
just
Well, congratulations. I mean, that's huge to like let go of things, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a lot. Like I still, of course, like have to verify things and make sure
Yes.
it sounds like me, and
Yes.
it's a new thing for me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
that's like the
sure. Like,
hardest to let go.
yeah, one of the things that I say to the clients is, we'll write your content and it's always based off of a strategy, but you have to review it. So one person had reached out to me and she said, I just want you to write it and post it. I don't want to look at it because I guess she has such a difficult time speaking about herself. And I said, uh, I know you're going to hire me, but I don't think we can work together because you have to have that final say. Like even you're just reading it, you have to know what's going to be going up about you. Made me a little uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, even just like adding little stories that like
Yes.
only I can relate to and I can add to that post about a specific topic. Like that's what I'm trying to do more of now. So yeah, learning process.
Yes, for sure.
I just want to say something about that because I feel also, there's that energy component because if it's you, but you're having guidance, putting it, having, someone put it and help you put it out there, you still have to kind of put your presence in it. And
Yeah.
so if you don't touch it in any sort of way, then energetically I feel it could be like the best post ever, but it's not going to draw.
Mm,
So
That's big.
I agree. Like, you, because it's who you are, even though you have a team behind you and you're hiring your team, but you still have to have that infusion, or
That's
else
true.
I don't think it's going to be as grand as it should be.
Hmm.
I think it's like an imprint that you give to energetically. I totally agree, Anya. Like that to me is so important to have. It's not just that it goes beyond your voice and sounding like you to more like kind of keep having your energy be part of the mix, right? Because then it just lands better. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, no, I agree. It's something I'm still navigating. So that's why it was so hard for me to hand off. But
Right.
even so, like I still have to have a huge say in it, right? And otherwise,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel good putting it out.
right.
I hear you.
Good for you. I wanted to ask for, you are all putting out your content and, Fifa, I know you just came off of next level and now you're doing something else. So, like say, Anya and Lisa, you are just like you've been on fire putting it out and, Fifa, you're pretty consistent. How are you feeling now? Like, did you find this process to be tiring or did it feel a little easy? I'm curious to know.
It's a good question. Like I think at first, just getting over the mental hurdle of doing it consistently for 10, like, for 10 days over the 2 weeks. Once I was able to see just a few fruits of my labor, then it didn't feel, it felt not, I'm not going to say easy. It felt more, I felt more relaxed about it, if
Mm,
that makes sense.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Because I like after I didn't start on like the 19th, that's when you started it, right?
18.
I was
18th.
like, oh, I'm behind. I was like, oh, I can't make it for like until the 31 because I think my first post was like 3 days or 4 days ago. So I'm like, oh, I'm behind. So I should like not do it anymore. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna try whatever I can, but at least it pushes me to just continue
Yes.
Yeah.
to try to keep up with it because I've done challenges before. It was like a 30-day challenge. And I was able to do it like every single day for I think up until I think I only missed one day, but I knew I could do it. It's just I think I just had a lot going on, so it was hard to keep up. But like I said, it's more like a batching thing that I have to learn how to do better.
Yeah. And batching works for people who like batching might be amazing to keep you on schedule, or it helps people to show up. I mean, I think batching is great, and I batch for my clients. So the clients, they get a batch of posts. I don't batch for myself because I'm just able to get things done. I mean, there are times where maybe after the holidays, for instance, and then it's January, and then it's like I definitely need to batch some content together, and I'll go and get some content that was created before and tweak it so it sounds like now, just to get me started. But after that, I'm okay with like doing it a one-off. But again, like it's definitely really great for everyone to do that because it's very, very helpful. Yeah. But I want to say that there's somebody in who has been sharing in the contest, and I know that she's having a struggle with time, and I jumped into her DMs on LinkedIn and I said to her, we have this happening and you might not make the 10, but maybe it'll keep you motivated. And she just started posting in there. So she was like so happy just to like be amongst everybody who is sharing content. But yes, I have like gotten into some DMs to say maybe it'll just be inspiring. I encourage you to go in there and see what other people are doing and just put your post in there because we're all clicking through and reading it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave some questions, but some time for questions, but maybe you'll have some questions about what I'm going to talk about. So I do have a speaker, but I don't want to say her name because, so she's active on LinkedIn and next month, so she's going to be talking about like branding, not branding, graphics. So, I asked that question the other day, what would you like to give to a raccoon? And, I think it might have been Jody who said, God, those carousels, right? Like, I know that there were different things, but I'm like, oh, that one was a solid thing. And I was off and I reached out to somebody. Actually, I reached out to a few people. Who do you know who can do this? So the person who's going to be speaking is going to be talking about graphics and just sharing some tips. I don't have much more than that because I'm going to find out what the talk is about. And then I'll share in the group once I get her bio, and I'm going to share that we're going to have a speaker like outside of the group as well. I just wanted to talk about that. And then, I know that everyone is enjoying the last bit of summer but you're still posting, and I want to keep up that momentum. So one of the things that I'll be talking about at the beginning of September is content pillars. And these posts that you have been sharing, they are going to help you to build your content pillars. So there's a method to my madness. So not only is there going to be a winner, and not only are you getting into these really great habits, but I'm going to show you how you can use AI to use these posts that you have been sharing, whether it's 5 posts or 10 posts, how you can use those to help you to create content pillars. So content pillars are like, what are the topics that I can talk about? And some of the things that you'll be able to tweak is like, for instance, if you haven't been directing people directly to a particular product or service, I'll show you how you can tweak things a little bit so that AI can say, okay, you can speak about we know that your goals are to grow your email list. We know that your goal is to get more people in Content Lab. We know that your goal is to get more people into LinkedIn Accelerator. And these are the 5 pillars that you can have. So maybe your pillar is a testimonial post. Maybe your pillar is going to be a behind the scenes. Perhaps the pillar is going to be exactly for what a particular product or service is, and then the other product and service, and then another subject. So what's going to be able to happen is that you'll get the pillars, and then we're going to move it into, you've got these pillars. Now, what are the social media ideas that I can have? So we're going to move into like 20 to 25 types of social media ideas that are going to go under these 4 to 5 pillars. And then what will happen is that you're just going to rotate it. So once you go pillar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you're going to start all over again. And maybe pillar 1 was a picture post. But then maybe when you get back to the pillar 1, it's going to say share it as a carousel or share it as a video, right? So that's what we're going to do so you can continue to build your momentum. And then, no, there's no wrong answer. But while you've been sharing this content, have you been also like sending out connection requests to those who could be your target audience? I know it's a lot on your plate, so there's no wrong answer. But have you been doing that, or is it like, oh my gosh, I've been focused on the content, yay me, and oh man, I forgot to send out connection requests.
Yeah, go ahead, Anya.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Actually, that is one of my questions about the connection. So I have, which I stated in the beginning of our call. But I just find it's more intimate, this group here. And so can I just have some guidance from you to what can I say? Maybe not everybody wants to book a call. Maybe they don't have time. It's not interested, but can you just give some ideas? And I'm sure you have in the past of just once you connect, just to say a little something, something, right? It's to be more, um,
Authentic.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a perfect example for you because I have been juggling kid and dog and wanting to have my own space. Okay. And so I haven't been up to date or it's been a little bit sporadic. And I needed to have like a bit of I guess, like a springboard as to how can I be more intentional to sending connections. So I am on Facebook. I haven't been as active. But the thought that went through my mind yesterday was, hmm, my Facebook connections, who are a lot of them are business owners. Yes, there's family, but the ones who are business owners, I think I'm going to look for them on LinkedIn and see if they're
Mm.
active. So
Mm.
I have 600 and something Facebook friends. And by the time I was finished, I had sent out 48 connection requests. So I
No
did have
way.
time, like I will admit I did have the time. So maybe this is something you can break up. I literally had the time and I went through and for instance, there's a friend named so there are these 2 brothers, one from school and they're business owners. So there's Andrew Montague, okay? And I know he has his own business. And I went to go look for him on LinkedIn and I saw he has 2 Andrew Montagues and one has 0 and one has just 1 connection and he's not active. So I decided not to send a connection request. Then I looked up Leighton Montague, his brother, and he's a realtor. And I went over to his LinkedIn. I never thought to look for him on LinkedIn, very active on Instagram and on Facebook, but I saw that he shares posts regularly. And I mean, I know I work with women entrepreneurs, but sometimes I think like who is connected as well to others. So I saw that Leighton is there and I sent a connection request. Now, no, I do have like unlimited, but this might be really great for you if you're wondering like who to send a connection request to. Maybe like if you don't have the paid LinkedIn, I think about like how can I break this up into the month? Otherwise, LinkedIn is going to cap me at about maybe 25 to 30. So I'll leave it for maybe 5 that I've met at a networking event, 5 who are going to be my ideal clients, 5 who are going to be collaborators, and then maybe you could divide those numbers up differently. And then those who have responded, I'm trying to use my voice more often. So at before like breakfast, I just put on and I'm like, "Hi, Mark," So hi, Mark. Um, what did I say? Hi, Mark. Thanks so much for accepting my connection request on LinkedIn. I'm not as active on Facebook, so I just thought that I would look for whoever is also active on LinkedIn. And again, thanks for accepting. Have a great Tuesday, something to that effect. And it was pretty much the same thing. It was my voice because sometimes I do some video on my Facebook or they know me from school and that's exactly who they got. Or maybe I'm typing it. So I think to myself, like, if somebody were to hold a door open for me and let me in, I'm going to thank them. So I just think, like, I always put things like, what would I do in person? Now, there is somebody who's on the news and she's also on commercials. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen those Capital One commercials where there's two women in there. And I'm like, oh, this person, one of them is on LinkedIn. So I was like, connection requests, right? I see, and it's like what I like about LinkedIn is that I can send connection requests to anyone, and if they choose not to, so some people are like they view my profile or they don't view my profile and they just don't respond. And that's okay. And then some people accept. So this person, she accepted. There was also somebody who does the weather on CTV. She accepted. And I sent a DM or I use my voice. And I just, it's funny that this person today, I see her on TV and I had to do my voice DM like 8 times. And I'm like, no, just do it as regular, right? But I just either send it by typing it through the exact same thing I would say to anybody, like, thanks so much. I didn't say like, oh my gosh, I just love the way you do the weather report. No, I am Dee Boswell-Buck and I can say hi to anyone. That person has accepted, so I'm just gonna thank them. So I just keep it really simple. I don't know if
I
that's
like that a
helpful.
lot because I love using voice notes. So thank you for that. That's a great suggestion.
And I
Yeah,
find that often the response that I get is like, I didn't even know you could use voice notes. This is so nice. Right?
that's
Yes, because
true.
you taught me that.
There is a limit, right? I think, is it LinkedIn or is it IG where it's like a minute, like per voice note?
I think IG has been expanding it
Does
because
it?
I was leaving somebody a voice note and I just was seeing it keep on going. And also I
Yeah.
noticed that somebody
Oh,
else left me a voice note and it was like a minute and change. So it is longer. But with
okay.
LinkedIn, so now what I do is and I think I've done this with Deepa and I've done it with you. I've done it with everyone here where
Mhm.
I watching it and I'm talking into it and it's like 58 and I stop and I
Stop.
send
Yes.
it.
Same.
Right?
Same. Right.
And then I do the
Yeah.
next step. So I kind of like
Yeah.
say them in increments and then I just shoot them up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't get cut off. That
Yes,
makes sense.
yes. Because when I'm not paying attention and I get cut off, I don't know where I've left off. And then I'm just
Yes.
talking. And then
That's it.
I'm listening to myself. Okay, what did I say? Where did I leave off? Oh, I hate my voice, right? So I'm just very much aware. I just say it in the snippets.
I'm gonna run because I've got a Zoom with a FemCity member at 2, so I'm just gonna go set that up. But it was great being here
Yes,
and
thank
seeing
you. All the best
everyone.
with your classroom today,
Thank you. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Alisa.
Have fun going back.
Wow. So, yeah, we got a couple more minutes. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up? No. So, yeah, so slight recap. We're gonna have, oh, sorry, Anya, what do you want
That's
to say?
okay. I just had a question about video. So somebody like me who does not have a paid LinkedIn, can I do a video on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a video. So when you are uploading a video onto LinkedIn, it used to be 10 minutes, but now I think it's 15 minutes. Don't do that. Don't do it that long. I always think about that attention span. And I don't know about you, FIFA, but I see a video and I kind of look at that line at the bottom. And when that line looks long or it has like 18 or it has 15 at the end, my brain just tells me not to watch it. So they usually say about 2 minutes. I think like 3 minutes in a video is good. I guess you can try 5 minutes, but I play it safe at about 3 minutes in a video. Yeah. But I do believe the other day I might have shared a video because I did a video in a park and I put them all together. Oh, it was actually 5 minutes and 40 seconds long or something to that effect. And it did okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Mhm.
so do the video, then upload it. There's
Yes. You
no
can't
live.
go, the only way you can go live is if you go live, like, you know, how if you were to win the live, then you can go live as a LinkedIn event. But
Right.
otherwise you would upload the video.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So I will post this into the group a little bit later. If anybody has any questions, they can add it. And I will be sharing at the beginning of September what we're going to be doing with the Tuesday time, what the majority was for the vote, and also next week. I will also be announcing, I will announce like a day before, like what our new topic is about. And also next week, I will be sharing who our speaker is going to be. So thank you very much. Keep on shining on LinkedIn. You are all doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.